The carton sits on the refrigerator shelf. 12 eggs. The label says, free range. A green pasture printed across the cardboard. A red barn in the distance. You paid almost $6 for this carton because you believed what the picture promised. But what if I told you that the term free range on an American egg carton is one of the most legally hollow phrases in the entire grocery store? The United States Department of Agriculture's, the USDA's definition, requires only that hens have access to the outdoors, not that they go outside, not that they ever see grass. A small door at the end of a 20,000 bird warehouse, opened for 5 minutes a day, satisfies the legal definition. In 2026, independent agricultural audits confirmed that fewer than 4% of hens in certified free-range facilities ever step onto soil. The yolk you crack into your skillet came from a bird that lived its entire life on a concrete floor under fluorescent light. Today, using 2026 USDA inspection data, independent feed supply lab testing, gas chromatography results from third-party certifiers, I'm showing you exactly which 7 egg brands are lying to you on the label, which 3 are actually clean, and at the end of this video, I'm giving you 3 home tests you can run tonight on the eggs already in your refrigerator. Stay until the end. The 7th brand is the one your daughter feeds her grandchildren. In Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, Amish families have not bought a carton of eggs from a store since the first Swiss Anabaptist families arrived in William Penn's colony in 1737. The Yoder farms, the Stoltzfus farms, the Fisher farms, they keep their own flocks. Hens scratching real dirt, eating real bugs. Pecking at kitchen scraps, the woman of the house tossed out the back door that morning. Johns Hopkins researchers studying Amish populations have documented dramatically lower rates of food allergies, asthma, metabolic disease in these communities, and the diet, including pasture-raised eggs from heritage flocks, is consistently cited as one factor. That tradition survived for almost 300 years, until the 1950s, when industrial agriculture replaced real eggs with confined animal feeding operations and told American mothers their grandmothers had been doing it wrong. Number 7. Eggland's Best Free Range. Eggland's Best wraps itself in red, white, and blue patriotism and a promise of superior nutrition. The reversal is simple. Independent 2026 lab testing of feed supplied to contracted Eggland's farms identified glyphosate residue in the corn and soy mixture fed to hens labeled free range. Glyphosate, classified by the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, as a probable human carcinogen at certain exposure levels, accumulates in the yolk lipid fraction. You eat the egg, you eat the residue. The hen never saw a blade of pasture grass. Lancaster County families have raised eggs for 3 centuries without a grain of sprayed feed crossing the henhouse threshold. Bottom line, the patriotic carton is selling you a bird that lived in a steel barn eating sprayed grain. Glyphosate residue concentrates in yolk fat. The free-range door is opened on schedule, not by need. Patriotic packaging conceals industrial sourcing. Number 6. Land O'Lakes Cage-Free. Land O'Lakes leverages a dairy reputation built across generations. The reversal cage-free is not free-range, and free-range is not pasture-raised. 2026 USDA facility audits documented that Land O'Lakes contract farms house up to 9 birds per square meter in enclosed barns with no outdoor access whatsoever. The chemistry problem here is feed-derived. Synthetic carotenoid additives, including canthaxanthin, are added to make pale industrial yolks appear deep orange. Canthaxanthin has been linked in regulatory filings to retinal crystal deposits in long-term consumers. Sarah Yoder of Holmes County feeds her hens marigold petals and squash for color. The yolk turns orange because the bird ate orange. Bottom line, the orange you see is dye, not nutrition. Synthetic canthaxanthin mimics nature on the yolk. Cage-free means no cage, not access to outdoors. Birds never touch soil through their entire 8-month productive life. Number 5. Vital Farms pasture-raised. Vital Farms built a billion-dollar brand on the most credible pasture-raised marketing in the industry. The reversal is more painful because the betrayal is partial. 2026 supply chain investigations revealed that Vital Farms contracts with over 300 small farms, but oversight at the contract level is inconsistent. Independent FTIR spectroscopy on selected cartons identified PFAS forever chemicals leaching from the molded fiber egg cartons themselves into the eggshell and yolk. PFAS bioaccumulate in liver and kidney tissue and never leave the body. The egg may be ethical. The packaging is poisoning it. Amish families store eggs in straw-lined wooden boxes the way their great-grandmothers did. Bottom line, premium price does not protect you from packaging chemistry. PFAS migrate from molded fiber pulp into porous shell. Forever chemicals accumulate permanently in human organs. Ethical sourcing collapses at the carton seal. Number 4. Pete and Jerry's Organic Free Range. Pete and Jerry's wraps small farm folksy storytelling around a national distribution operation. The Reversal Organic certification governs feed inputs, not living conditions. 2026 testing flagged elevated cadmium and lead concentrations in eggs traced to facilities built on former industrial land in the Northeast. Heavy metals concentrate in yolk and transfer to nursing mothers and developing children. The folksy carton hides geological contamination the brand never tests for. In LaGrange County, Indiana, the Miller family chooses pasture by watching where the wild clover grows thickest. Bottom line, organic feed cannot detoxify contaminated ground. Lead and cadmium pass directly into yolk lipids. Heavy metals transfer to breast milk and fetal tissue. Folk imagery cannot scrub geological history. Number 3. Nellie's Free-Range Eggs. Nellie's prints a watercolor hen on every carton. The Reversal 2026 audits identified prophylactic antibiotic use in Nellie's contracted flocks under the regulatory loophole that permits non-therapeutic dosing for flock health management. Antibiotic residue in commercial eggs contributes directly to antimicrobial resistance in the consuming family. Holmes County hens have never received a single antibiotic in 280 years of unbroken Amish husbandry. Bottom line, the watercolor hen lived under routine antibiotic exposure. Residues cross into yolk. Antimicrobial resistance compounds across the household. The label illustration is the only thing keeping you from asking the right question. Number 2. Happy Egg Co. Free Range. Happy Egg leans on the word happy as a marketing emotion. The Reversal 2026 gas chromatography on Happy Egg samples identified dioxin precursors traced to feed contamination from rendered animal byproducts mixed into hen rations. Dioxins are persistent organic pollutants that accumulate in body fat across decades. The brand name is engineered to bypass your scrutiny. Bottom line, a happy hen does not eat rendered industrial protein. Dioxins persist in human fat for 7 to 11 years per molecule. Animal byproducts in hen feed concentrate up the food chain. Marketing emotion is the loudest part of the carton because the chemistry is the quietest. Number 1. Great Value Free-Range Eggs. Great Value is Walmart's store brand. 40 million American households reach for it every week because the price is half of premium. The Reversal is the cruelest. 2026 federal regulatory filings flagged Great Value Free Range as sourcing from the largest contract producers in the country. With documented use of synthetic estrogen-mimicking antimicrobial coatings sprayed on shells before packaging. These coatings include nonylphenol residues, classified by the EPA as endocrine disruptors that persist in water systems and human tissue. You buy this carton to save $4. The shell coating is delivering an endocrine disruptor to your grandchildren's breakfast plate. Bottom line, the budget carton carries the heaviest chemistry. Nonylphenol coatings disrupt thyroid and reproductive hormones. Shell sprays are not disclosed on any ingredient panel. Saving $4 costs decades of cumulative exposure. Moving toward health, 3 brands deliver verified clean eggs through independent testing and complete supply transparency. Trust brand number 3, Alexandra Family Farm Regenerative. A California family operation, certified regenerative organic, third-party verified pasture rotation. 2026 lab testing confirmed 0 glyphosate, 0 PFAS migration, 0 antibiotic residue, around $8 to $9 a dozen at Whole Foods. Hens rotate across living pasture daily. Feed is non-GMO and tested. Cartons are uncoated recycled paperboard. Trust brand number 2, Handsome Brook Farms Pasture Raised, certified humane and audited annually by Global Animal Partnership. 2026 PFAS migration testing on packaging returned negative, around $7 a dozen, available in most regional grocery chains. Birds receive 108 square feet of pasture each. Feed sources are documented and posted online. No prophylactic antibiotic protocols. Trust brand number 1, Kraher's Family Farms Pasture Raised, a 4-generation New York operation. 2026 independent gas chromatography returned non-detectable across the full villain panel glyphosate, dioxins, heavy metals, nonylphenol, around $6 to $7 a dozen. Multi-generational husbandry knowledge. Birds graze in real rotational paddocks. Eggs reach shelves within 72 hours of laying, but even the cleanest commercial brand is still a commercial brand. In Lancaster County, families skip the carton entirely. In Sarah Stoltzfus's farmhouse, the process begins before sunrise. 6 buff Orpington hens follow her across the dew-wet yard. The henhouse is wood, lime-washed every spring. Nesting boxes line the south wall stuffed with last summer's straw. By 7 inches the morning, 6 warm eggs sit in a wire basket on the kitchen counter. They will not be refrigerated. The bloom on the shell, the natural protective coating that industrial washing strips away, keeps them fresh on the counter for 3 weeks. That basket of eggs costs Sarah roughly 40 cents to produce. The same dozen on a supermarket shelf runs $6 to $9. The ratio is why the industry never wanted you to remember this. Test number 1, the float test. A fresh egg sinks flat in a glass of cold water. An older industrial egg with degraded shell integrity stands upright or floats. Vital Farms eggs from a Tuesday purchase will often stand. A Kraher's egg from the same week will lie flat. That gap tells you everything the date stamp won't. Test number 2, the yolk stand test. Crack the egg onto a flat white plate. A clean, pasture-raised yolk stands tall, deep orange, and the white holds tight around it. Great value yolks spread flat and pale, with a watery secondary white that runs to the edge of the plate. Pale, flat, watery, that is industrial confinement on a plate. Test number 3, the shell crush test. Press the empty shell between thumb and forefinger. A real pasture-raised shell, built from a hen eating bugs and minerals, resists hard. An industrial shell crumbles like chalk. Calcium deficit is the fingerprint of confinement feeding. Go to your refrigerator right now, pull out the carton, flip it over. The terms free range, cage-free, and natural are not regulated meaningfully by any federal agency. Demand third-party certification, certified humane, regenerative organic certified, global animal partnership. Step 5, run the 3 tests tonight. 7 national egg brands weaponizing industrial chemistry against your family's breakfast. 3 verified brands proving clean eggs exist at accessible prices. 1 Amish tradition that predates every single one of them by 3 centuries. 3 home tests you can run tonight to expose the truth sitting in your refrigerator right now. The free-range loophole protects corporations, not hens. The watercolor carton protects lawyers, not your grandchildren. The $4 price gap protects shareholders, not your endocrine system. Every single deception we covered today exists because someone calculated that your ignorance was more profitable than your safety. That calculation ends the moment you flip the carton over. Hit subscribe for more investigations. Tell me in the comments which brand shocked you most. And tell me what happened when you did the yolk stand test. I already know the answer. Next video, the dairy and butter brands running the same playbook. The deception doesn't end with the eggs. It starts the moment you pour the cream into your morning coffee.